of girls or the mothers of boys?
Oh, gosh. The mothers of...
You have both, so I ask you.
Okay, girls.
Why?
Mothers of girls. Girls, I mean, my daughter is not as complicated, but I was a teenage girl, and I feel like I was very complicated. And I had a lot of emotions and a lot to deal with, and it was very difficult on my mom.
You had
But
a lot of emotions.
that's a great point.
And I may still have.
That's a great point. Yeah.
What is it?
The answer? Well, I was going to say, I think boys, men, we're like dumb and can be jerks. But like you guys, when you fight, or when you're like women are mean.
Ooh.
Oh, my.
It's a different level.
Yeah.
It's layered.
So that's what I'm saying. Like me and my
Guys
daughter,
will punch you in the face. Girls like hold it, like talk to. It's just, it's different.
Right. I was awful to my mom, like awful. Thankfully, my daughter.
I think that's pretty normal, though. I mean, I don't know how awful you were. One time she fell in a hole and Amy ran off and left her.
That's
Mom.
right.
I just
remember that.
kept walking. Awful.
That was
This is like one of my worst. I hate that memory.
I know, but I think that's
rewrite it.
pretty normal for teenage girls and their moms to really. I just don't want you to feel guilty about that.
I said horrible things to her. Like I would, if I was so mad at her, I would pack my bag. And I lived with my mom full time, and my dad lived like 15 minutes away. And in high school, once I could drive, he had moved back to town, and I would throw like an overnight bag in my car, and I'd be like, "I'm going to Dad's," and I would just leave her and go stay at my dad's. It's so horrible.
Yes, but I don't think it's abnormal for you to have those feelings and act in certain ways as a teenage girl. I don't think you should hold that against yourself.
Yeah.
I would love to hold it against you as like a bit, haha, Amy. But no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
You don't, that's
I
not
would
something you should hold against
scream.
yourself.
There's another memory too. We were going to dinner to meet people, and we were fighting the whole way there. That when we got there, I just said, I'm staying in the car. Like, and there was other moms and daughters. Like, I was supposed to be there with her, and she ended up going to the restaurant by herself, and I sat in the car the entire time. I never went in. And she was there to be with them. Like, I was supposed to be in there, and they were probably like, where's it? And I just was so stubborn.
I hear you. You never got in any real trouble.
Oh. Well, did
Oh,
throw a
here
few
she goes
parties.
again.
The list.
Okay, well, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to protect you from
Yeah,
you
yeah.
here.
You
I'm just going
tried.
to move on with the story.
It's turned into Amy Confession.
Yes. So the moms of girls are more likely to report that they have hostile child-rearing attitudes, feeling that their kid's a burden and their kids are always confrontational,
I
Wow.
was very
challenging,
yeah.
complicated. That's a word they use here, too. So girls are harder to raise than boys, apparently.
Yeah.
You can't hold that stuff. You can't hold that stuff personal to yourself. You can't hold. That's not a thing. Just understand when your daughter does it, what you learn from it, when your daughter does it to you, if she ever does it, that you shouldn't hate her for it because you did the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a few moments. I think just because she's adopted and we've only been together 5 years, like things are just different, our dynamic. But I do see her getting more comfortable, and I kind of like it because I'm like, ooh, maybe this means she's comfortable with me.
You also went through a divorce. That ain't easy. And how do you react to going through a divorce? Well, there is no standard reaction to it. And I think that was probably part of the reason that you were acting out. You were
Yeah.
disappointed. Maybe you thought it was your fault.
Yeah, as a child went through divorce, yeah. And then now, I mean, my kids are going through it.
Well, I
there
forget
was
you're doing one now, too.
a reaction, too, to something that we had made a decision on. And my daughter's reaction, literally, she looked at us and she goes, stupid therapists. And I was like, the what? I loved that she could express that, but she didn't like what we were doing, and she assumed we got it from therapists because I guess that's where we get a lot now.
Or books. Stupid books you read.
Yeah.
I just have been, speaking of therapy, I've been through a lot of therapy where I try not to blame myself for as many things as I used to. Like even, my mom had me when she was 16, and she was already poor, but I made the situation a lot worse, and I just have horrible guilt, but I've been working on getting rid of that guilt. Like, why would she even have me or not give me up? Because I just ruined everything. But that's a similar situation. So I say that coming from a place that was like, it ain't your fault. That's a normal reaction. You're just acting like a normal teenage girl that went through a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And you were hard to raise, but that's to every mom.
Yes.
According to the story.
I forgive myself.
Yes. I don't think you do, but
I do.
you do.
I even in this moment, like day to day, I do something sometimes. Just yesterday, I'd be like, okay.
No, I mean with your mom. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, that too. From my childhood even to now, like I've learned, like you said, you're learning it now. Then I didn't have that grace for myself. I didn't understand. But now as an adult, I can look back and have grace for younger me and forgives that. And then also now I carry that with me now. Like if I do something today, I might have to be like, okay, I'm going to have grace for myself, forgive myself, learn from it, and let's move on.
So if you fall in a hole and your daughter walks off and leaves you, you just go, that's showbiz, baby, because that's
Yeah.
what I did with my mom.
Oh, my mom straight up said, I hope payback is big time. Which she already, my first day that I had my daughter, and I feel like my mom did this from heaven. She orchestrated it, I swear. We were in the Miami airport coming back from Haiti, and we were on those moving escalator things, and my kids had never been on an escalator before. So anyway, we're like doing that. I'm making sure they're all good, and I have all these bags, and I fall. Like I trip and fall. And all these strangers rush to me, and they're like checking on me, are you okay? And there's video of it because our friend was with us. She started filming. And Stashira literally steps over me and keeps walking like she doesn't know me.
She did full Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Over the
Yeah,
chest.
and so that was my my mom.
Kobe'd you.
I feel like my mom was like, day one of being a mom. Gotcha.
That's from Personality and Social Psychology Journal. Well, this dude who has a ton of money, I think he's a billionaire or at least like 100 millionaire. He's attempting to de-age himself with this biohacking, and his latest thing is using the blood of his teenage son in his body.
Oh.
This guy's been in the news.
Yeah, we've talked about him before.
Right. And it's not that he's bizarre. He's not turning himself to a Barbie doll for $20,000. Like that kind of thing. He's literally trying to figure out the science in his body, trying to de-age himself. So
Because that's why he doesn't look that.
so he can create and then sell or pass it on to other people. So he's 45 years old. His name is Brian Johnson. So he has been injecting himself with the blood of his teenage son. They've done this on mice, though, forever to see if that works from younger mice. And the answer's not no, but the answer's for sure not yes yet. So he's like, all right, let's give it a run here. And then he lists off, and I've said this before, how old his different body parts are he feels. Fitness tests say he's 18, that his heart's 37, his left ear is 64. I don't get that one.
Hearing.
Left ear?
But what about his right ear?
Maybe he damaged that ear.
Okay, fair. His diaphragm strength is of an 18-year-old, and he said, my son is 17, so I'm putting that young blood into me and see if it helps.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it has to be biological?
No, I don't think so. I think that's what you can get, though, what's in the
Legally.
blood and free. And yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, he looks like Edward from Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
Like his skin, it doesn't look like he's been in the sun. I think he avoids the sun.
Oh.
He's 45, but he just there's no real wrinkles on him. But he doesn't look 22. He just looks like a vampire kind of right now. But vampires are hundreds of years old and they look 25.
That's true. Would you do this?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not going through all that work to do it, I don't think.
I'm not going to do it now. I want a little more research, but eventually, sure. If my chronological age can be 1 and my biological age can be
You want your age
One?
to
No,
be 1?
if it can,
Am I going to be talking?
okay, sorry. If it can be 1 age, like say when I'm 60, but then my biological age can be 40,
Yeah,
yes,
but you're
I
going
want
to do it for like 10, 15 years to get that done. You're not just going to be able to do it in one day.
Well, I already aged myself to 60. I'm saying I'm putting myself in the future when this is better, more advanced.
Well, let's see what happens. All right, next up, Netflix is cracking down on password sharing. So $7.99 a month for someone who lives outside your home.
Yeesh.
Has this affected you yet, Lunchbox?
I will check today.
Because you use someone else's account?
Let's just say that.
No. Let's not just say.
Yeah, I use my in-laws. I just log into their account wherever I'm at.
So let us know this week
Yeah,
if they're charging you now.
I'm gonna go home, see if I can log in. If not, I'm gonna be very upset.
What if you find out that $7.99 is being charged to your in-laws, but they don't know it yet, and it automatically starts charging? Would you tell them?
No,
You just let them pay it?
let them pay it.
All right, that's from The Guardian. A guy, 23 years old, was maimed by a 10-foot alligator after falling into a pond behind a bar when he went out to pee.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
He's 23, tripped and fell into the water behind Bandito's Bar in Port Charlotte in the early hours of Sunday. He's 23. They heard him screaming for help. People didn't know what was going on. Did he get robbed? Did he get attacked? Well, he did, but it wasn't by a human. It was by an alligator who had chomped down on his right arm. Patrons ran from inside the bar to rescue him, pulling him out of the water. They made a tourniquet out of some cloth that was there. They put it on a severed arm. He ain't gonna have that arm. It's done. But alligator just got him. That alligator must have been sitting there chilling, waiting for the next drunk to walk out.
Oh, just waiting to eat?
man.
Yeah, like somebody drunk's gonna come out.
This guy's wobbly.
Yeah. Oh, here comes one right now. Yeah, that sucks. Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission said a nuisance. They said a nuisance alligator trapper removed the 10.5-foot alligator from the property. It was then euthanized.
Oh, man, that was
So it's called a
home.
nuisance alligator trapper? Like, that's the term. A nuisance alligator.
Because the alligator's being a nuisance?
Yeah.
That's more than a nuisance, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
A murderer.
annoying. Is like your neighbor that has the TV on at 11 p.m. and you can hear it through the wall. That's from NBC2. Celine Dion sold her $30 million Las Vegas mansion. It was in the Summit Club. That's the community. It was 31,000 square feet. She bought it for $9.2 million in 2017, sold it for 30.
Wow.
Good profit.
The house sits on 1.4 acres, 4 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms. Now, there's that 31,000 square feet for the residence, but the basement, which is fully finished, is 14,500 square feet. Dang. There's also a 3,300 square foot parking garage, pool, a spa that overlooks the golf course.
31,000 square feet is 4 bedrooms.
That's probably just 4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms.
Yeah, why do you need so many bathrooms? I still don't.
Just different parts of the house.
Still
If you're
big.
somewhere. I mean, if you're in
Yeah.
the spa, you don't want to have to walk to Celine's room and
Right.
take a poop. You know,
Right.
what I mean?
About that.
You want to be able to go right there. All right, I think I'm done here with this. I'll do one more. Ashley Graham, you know her?
Yes.
Guys, she's a model. She is the what's the term they use?
Plus size.
That's it. The
Oh,
plus size
okay.
model. There's a specific yes. She tapes her mouth shut to sleep and says she never has slept better in her whole life. I don't know. Sounds dangerous.
Huh.
What if you have a stopped up nose?
Yeah, congested.
That's really probably not something you can do. What if your nose gets stopped up while you sleep? Is there any chance you just die?
Oh my gosh, that's scary. I don't know how you even come up with that. Like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna tape my mouth shut because
People
teachers
on
get in trouble for that all the
TikTok.
time.
TikTok, yeah.
No, but teachers get in trouble for doing kids' not their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started taping my mouth shut when I sleep, and I've never slept better. Don't knock it till you try it. Mouth taping has become a popular home treatment over the last few years to encourage people to breathe through their nose. But that popular home treatment is from TikTok. Is that fair to say a popular home treatment?
Probably not.
All right, that's from the Mirror. That's the news. Thank you.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Morgan Wallen thought you should know Bobby Bones Show. Call us if you want. 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number. 877-77-BOBBY. Thank you. In the next segment, they do the whole wedding and Then after the wedding, the groom gets up to say a couple things. Ding, 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 ding. And then what he said made the news. That's all I'm going to say. It made the news. It's a crazy story. I can't believe anybody would do this.
Okay.
But I got it. I'm going to give it to you coming up in a second. We're going to take your calls. Also, that Idaho murderer, alleged murderer, the newest stuff that came out about him and the stuff that happened way before the murder.
Oh,
Did you guys read that?
No.
You talking the other woman?
Well, I don't.
Security?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
We'll come back and get into that. I wanted to wait till later in the show to do it, though. Thank you. Back in a minute. So this couple's getting married. Everything's great. Let's have the wedding. Big party. Family comes. Just all the traditional, normal things. But this story is just brutal in how it kind of ends. A groom got revenge on his cheating bride. An untrustworthy best man.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
When he dramatically revealed they had hooked up during his wedding speech when he got up.
What?
So he like held it all in, then got up to give a speech and let everybody know.
He just had to let it go then?
No. He held it until then. It wasn't that he was like, I can't hold it anymore. He purposefully and strategically held on to release it in this occasion. He announced the betrayal to all of his guests by handing out photos of the bride with the best man and then left the wedding. And when I say with, it was with.
Yeah. Man, he went hard.
Whoa.
This sounds like something Scuba Steve would do.
It does, and we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But here's the story. He said his family had known all along, but he wanted to go through with the wedding so that his bride would have to pay for all the food, which is probably her parents.
Yeah, not her.
Her parents didn't cheat on you, bruh.
It's true.
So there was a wedding. They did the wedding. Lovely ceremony. They sat down for the wedding meal and the food. And, you get ding, 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 ding. Say a little something. He gets up to have a little something. Father of the bride gets up, does his thing. Groom stands up, says, just before I properly get started, there's some envelopes coming around now. If you could all open them up, you'll see pictures of the bride with the best man. So I'll be leaving now. That's it.
So they got married, though, right?
I
Yeah.
think unless you sign.
That's what I was going to say. Hopefully,
That
he didn't.
ceremony itself,
Oh, that's a good point.
or you can also probably that quickly get that thing annulled. But I would think they probably didn't sign. I don't know.
So when he says the power in me,
But that's just somebody saying
that's
something.
just
That's like
words?
that. Well, no, that could be in the Lord's eyes.
Okay.
It could be in the government,
But not legally married.
You have to sign some stuff.
Got it.
Otherwise, you just walk around and marry people and they don't even know it.
Yeah. and
You're married.
Whoever's marrying you has to sign it. He'd be like, yeah, we'll do it at the end of the night. And
Yes.
then just put that
Dang.
off. So that way, he's committed.
That was holding on to something. That's like
Yeah.
a Scuba Steve story. You're right, because Scuba Steve's old wife, not this one, his ex-wife was cheating on him. He found out. He had seen like some emails, right?
Yeah, it was like she was passed out drunk. A bunch of text messages from guys with the acronym AM for Ashley Madison.
Oh, but not emails. It
Not
was
emails,
text.
no, it was text. But then once I got into her phone, then I found emails of her sending half-naked photos to guys.
So she's on that dating site. I don't know if it exists anymore, Ashley Madison, where married people get on and do their thing.
Yeah, what on earth?
But he found out that she was doing it and that he didn't say anything about it. Not for a while, because he strategically decided to email her dad pictures
Oh, yeah. Those pictures that I saw of my wife,
to her dad.
her dad.
Okay. How old were you when this happened?
I was 24, 25.
Okay. Would Scuba Steve now, with maturity and time, would you still handle that situation the same way?
I would murder her.
Oh, my goodness. Worse.
It's a little different.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
He's all serious.
Oh man, I was like,
I'm in too deep now with 3 kids. She's got to go.
No, I'm not saying if your wife did
No,
it
just
now.
kidding,
I don't
yeah.
want to even put that in the universe. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, would you still, if you were mature, would you?
I didn't make
send
a
it
noise
to
in
the-
case this audio went to court during that. I just was quiet.
I saw you're quiet, and I appreciate that.
Would you send it to the dad?
Yes, I would definitely do it now. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Right.
still the kind of person that if you do me wrong, I will get you back in the most creative, vindictive way possible.
But again, what
You'll
did the
never
dad
know
do?
it.
Like, why does the dad
And
deserve...
but the dad didn't see it for days because he was older. It wasn't on his email every day.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
And then he does what?
it was weeks later. Then he like hit up his daughter and was like, "Hey, Steve sent me what is this?" And she's like, "Wow, my God!" And then I came home from work and it was this whole argument. And I was like, "This argument doesn't matter. What were you doing and why were you doing what you were doing?"
Did
And
she
then-
pivot it to, but you're in my stuff? Because if I were her, that's what I would have done. I'd been like, I can't even have any privacy.
That doesn't work.
Wait, what? That
It'd
was-
have saved me a couple, like probably 5 minutes of trying to figure out the rest of it in my head.
Yeah.
No, it was more along the lines of like we started digging into our relationship as a whole, and then we realized this is not going anywhere.
Every time he tells a story, there's like a little new factoid that comes out, and I'm still blown away by the story itself. I think he's told it 3 or 4 times now, and I'm just like, what cojones?
Yeah.
To send it to her dad and then just to hold it in and not say anything to her for weeks. Did you guys have married relations at all in that weeks leading up to that?
No, we weren't doing anything for almost I think 6 months to a year.
Okay, so you weren't like faking that part of it.
No. Like I kind of knew something was wrong, especially when she worked in a hotel and worked late hours.
oh boy.
And so I kind of had just like my gut feeling that something was wrong, and all of it was right.
Did she even work at a hotel?
No, she did. Yeah. No.
Or
at
did
least I
she
thought
work at a hotel?
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
did she use the hotel for the hookups?
That's what I'm thinking, possibly because she worked at a really nice hotel right in the middle of the city. And why not? You have access to all the rooms. I'm sure she did.
Yeah, Ashley Madison still exists. Over 34 million members in 45
What?
different countries.
But if
34
I were
million?
married and was going to cheat, why would you even get on Ashley Madison? Just do a fake name and get on another one with people that aren't sleazy.
Because yeah, this was developed before other like apps
Yeah.
and social media, whatever, right?
And
Yeah,
how
this
many
is the
users do
OG.
they claim?
That's 34 million.
34 million.
You know, I'm gonna-
in 45 different countries, destinations like New York, California, Texas, Florida.
Sounds like an ad.
Destinations.
It's like he got an endorsement and now we fit it in as natural integration.
Do y'all remember? It was probably like 2006, 2007, or I don't know, early in.
Oh,
when
yeah,
I
you
was
were
on the
gonna
show.
quit.
Y'all played a trick on me that Ashley Madison was going to endorse with the show, and I said, okay, fine, if we endorse,
If we do
or y'all wanted
endorsements,
me
yeah.
to endorse, or y'all that I would quit.
Amy's like, I'm not doing those ads. And I don't want to be a part of the show that does the ads. And I'm like, sometimes, Amy, you have to do things you don't want to do. And this is one of those instances. We really need the money for the show. It's like pay people salaries. So we're going to have to be real Ashley Madison fans. And she's like, all right, then I'm going to quit the show.
Good for you, Amy.
Heck yeah.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
also, is anybody else from this segment like? Have you made a mental note like don't mess with Steve or don't?
Oh, I thought that forever. He'll
Don't
murder
cross
me.
Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Good God.
You heard it here.
I think he said murder and then started to go in his head, I shouldn't have said that, so let me get out of that real quick. What can I do? Okay, laugh, Steve.
Yeah, he
laugh.
was serious.
Like, that's what I think happened in that.
Human emotions.
So, I love Scoops. He's a man.
Great guy,
Nah,
great
I
guy.
love him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Love him.
All right. You guys call us if you want. 877-77-BOBBY. 877-77-BOBBY. I do want to talk about a surgeon getting fired because of how he botched an amputation.
Oh, no.
It ain't good.
Ugh.
And it's not like he cut off the wrong leg. It's something that's way... I've just not heard of this version of the story. Because sometimes it's like, I went in and my right shoulder was messed up. And they did surgery on my left shoulder. It ain't that.
Okay.
The other thing is this story about the guy in Idaho, the Brian Koberger, how do you say his name?
Kernberger, I don't know how to
The
say
guy
it.
that killed those people.
Allegedly.
They allegedly killed those people.
Yeah,
There's
still trial, right?
there's some new stuff that's come out about it. It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Wow.
So we'll come back with that next. Okay, I got a couple things, both wild. Number one, officials at a hospital have expressed regret after it emerged that one of their surgeons got someone who was hired to clean the hospital to assist him in an amputation because he just needed somebody.
Like anyone.
Like he just got the
help.
janitor. Yeah.
What on earth?
The hospital's chief executive said the surgeon wrongly decided to go ahead with the routine procedure, even though no qualified assistant was available. When the patient who had received a local anesthetic became restless, the doctor asked a nearby janitor to hold the guy's leg and then pass over surgical instruments.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I would do it though.
The cleaner had no medical experience. And you know what? It probably went fine.
Yeah.
But you just can't do it because it's like scalpel, and then all of a sudden they hand you a suction.
A screwdriver.
I mean, it's... The incident came to light after the hospital manager spotted the cleaner, bloody gauze and pads in hand, in the operating room.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Caught him in the act.
Wow.
That's from AP. That's wild. But again, if you're there and the toes got to go, maybe you don't do it with anybody. Maybe you have to just do it yourself, walk back and forth and do a two-man job, one man.
Oh, man. That's hard, man.
But if there's a guy with a huge set of keys standing by that can help you, because obviously they have a huge set of keys, they
Lot
know
of
where
keys.
everything goes, why not just go and ask them to do it? Here's the other story. And so Brian Koberger, I think is how you say his name, he allegedly is the Idaho murderer who killed those people. He like stalked them. He just pled not guilty. What about the description of the murder, Lunchbox, am I missing here?
No, that's it.
Okay.
There was 4 college students sleeping in a house. He went in and stabbed them to death.
So
Allegedly.
There's a new report that says Brian Koberger broke into the woman's home before the Idaho murders even went down, acting as some sort of... He wanted to make her feel uneasy in her life, so he'd go in and move her stuff around.
Like mess with her?
Yes. So it gets even
It gets
weirder
even
than
worse
that.
than the reason he did it.
So NBC's Dateline has the whole story. So he became friends with her, and then he snuck into her place after he became friends and started moving things around. And then she went to him because they were already friends and was like, "Hey, can you help me set some cameras up?" And so he did, but then he had all the passwords because he could get into her Wi-Fi. This is from the report, not me making it up. This is from the report. Sue them, not me. And so that's what's up. The FBI guy says it wasn't a friend helping another friend. He orchestrated all of it so that she would come to him. He'd be able to help her, and then he had control over it. He could see it and controlled the whole situation. So
like he could log into the
That
cameras
is-
when she's in the house and watch her.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's what I said. She had Wi-Fi password. He could get into all that.
Yeah, he did everything. So he had all the control over it. So when she's in her bed sleeping, he could just watch her if he wanted to. And he gained her trust, but he was the one breaking into her place to make her feel unsafe.
To make her feel less trusting of just the general world.
That's next level thinking. Like,
Yeah, it's him investing a bunch of time early.
Yeah.
Oh.
Going, this is my target now. I'm going to spend a lot of time creeping. I don't know if he felt like he was going to allegedly murder her or if he's just a freaking weirdo that snapped. I don't know.
Well, even the murders, they said they saw his car, surveillance saw his car. How many times, Lunchbox?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
by?
Go by a lot. Drive by, drive by,
Planning.
drive
A
by.
lot of planning with this
So
guy.
she was before the college kids,
Yes.
and is she alive?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And she's probably like, thank God I wasn't murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, she's thinking that, oh my gosh, I was the intended victim. That's what I think she's probably thinking right now.
And how do we don't know. We don't know anything because we're just speculating. If he did this to one person, it's probably not an isolated incident where he just did it to this girl, came up with this plan just for this girl.
Oh, the cameras.
Yeah, he probably did this and tried it with a few different people.
Yeah, and then no one came to him. They went to someone else and got security cameras.
Or this did happen with somebody else and it just hasn't come out yet because this story just now came out. Maybe somebody else is like, oh, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get in the news, but that happened to me too. Let me say something. That's crazy.
They got to make a movie about this guy.
They will. I mean, Netflix probably got to come out tomorrow. They're
Yeah.
quick on that stuff now. It just freaks me out that somebody, because it's not, I'm going to break into her house and watch her as she sleeps. It's, I'm going to befriend her, slide in her house, mix stuff up, be the person that she uses as a consultant. Because who knows? Maybe when he met her, he's also like, yeah, I have somebody who works at, he can like drop things about a friend that works at a security company or something. Just so when it's time for her to get cameras, who does she go to? Well, somebody that's probably already mentioned it a few times. There's just so much planning and preparation.
Dang.
So she, speaking about it, I'm curious to see if she ever had a gut feeling or felt weird around him or had negative vibes or any point in time she was suspicious.
I don't know the answer.
I know. I want to know if she says it. let me know. Because
Yeah.
I didn't know any of this, so y'all keep me up to date on this. I just can't. I saw
Did you
a
hear
lot of
anything
the.
about that?
No.
I would think
Okay.
he's a creep to her because they're not friends anymore. Like, why do you not be friends with somebody because something happened to make you not be friends with them?
Right.
Unless she just was like, wow, my best friend just murdered people. I don't know if that's the case.
Okay.
I mean, I think once the murders happen, then you're no longer friends with them, and then you're like,
Yeah, if
"Oh,
that's
man."
the part that made him not be friends, I get it. But
Right.
probably it was. And I would think a weirdo eventually shows their weirdo stripes.
Yeah. Well, I'll rely on y'all.
Don't ever do that.
No, for information. Like,
Oh.
because I kept seeing it, and I just didn't have the. You have to have the space to click on some of this stuff. It's a lot.
Even people that listen to these podcasts,
True
these,
crime?
My
these
wife.
murder podcasts.
Oh, they're so good.
That's
though,
Like,
sometimes-
dude.
there's so
I'm
many.
into that.
If you go over to our iHeartRadio app, there are so many of these podcasts, and people love them, and they're really ones that are well researched, and the story's told so good. But I can't take them because then I have nightmares, or I start to feel bad, or I'm just sad for people, or then I'm mad like, why are we turning this into entertainment? But then I'm like, well, I watch the Ted Bundy stuff on Netflix, so
Yeah.
it's just a whole. I just can't get into them. I don't like it. What are you trying to say? Amy keeps opening her mouth
Okay,
and shutting
because
it.
I guess
Don't feel bad 'cause you do.
Because I like true crime stuff, but I guess more if it's in the past, just something about it being in the moment, or maybe it's just day to day, depending on my mood, what I can take in, what bandwidth I have for this type of information. But just it currently going down, I just like, oh, I don't want to click on that. But that is crazy. He did that, and it makes me think of that one worker that I had to give him my code, and then he told me, oh, I'm gonna come and kill you.
But he
Like,
was joking.
Yeah.
Or was he?
Right. And that makes you think like I'm not going to give codes to people anymore. I changed the code, but
You were just randomly giving your codes to folks?
no, I had to because they were working on something. But now I feel as though I'm a little too trustworthy at times.
Me too.
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a reminder to all of us just to be on guard.
We didn't really need that reminder, Amy, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm,
No.
I'm pretty good on guard. I'm probably overly on guard. That serial podcast, that dude's still out of jail?
Yeah.
He's still
And,
out.
Yes.
Adnan?
Yeah, he's out.
See, in some of these
And
podcasts,
I don't think they're
that-
going to are they going to retry him? I don't remember if they're going to I don't think they are.
some of these podcasts, they actually do a great job of proving innocence or guilt.
Oh, there's
Like
one.
that one there. Some of
what
them are
else?
pretty reckless. I don't like listening to them. I did listen to Serial. Anyway, you like podcasts, go to iHeartRadio. Our iHeartRadio app has everything. It's really such a great app. You can listen to our show live if you want to. If you're like, what station? You have to pick a station. You can go to the iHeart Country channel. You can listen to the Bobby Bones Show. We also have a podcast where you can listen to it on demand. But just so much over the 4 Things with Amy Brown. That is you. Yeah. You don't do true crime, though, do you? I was going to do a true crime podcast over on the Nashville Podcast Network. I wasn't going to do it.
Come on.
About some of the murders here in Nashville that have to kind of do with
Oh. That'd be interesting.
and I was just told that I would for sure get sued.
Really?
Even if I'm accurate, I'm going to get sued because there are still people in this town that are alive that they are just going to have to sue for the sake of suing to show that they have nothing to do with it. They were like, it's not worth it.
Wow, that sounds crazy.
If it were my thing, I'd be on it. I'd go like, let's go. I don't give a crap. But it's not my thing. I was just trying. That'd be fun to do one. So it ain't worth it to me to get sued for something I don't really care that much about. But there's
Who
some good stuff
died?
there. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff around here.
Really?
Hey, don't be trusting.
That's right.
So yeah, check out the iHeartRadio app. Thousands of specially curated playlists, all these contests. Let's go. Check it out. Thank you guys. All right, Bobby Bones Show. Appreciate you being here.